also with the sharing of the presentation, with the sharing of the screen. Hope you can see it properly. And I would deactivate the transcription. So, welcome to our today's presentation on Power BI for project management with Abdul Shakoor. Abdul, I hope I say the name right. And Abdul is coming from Pakistan. I believe a right way to say like welcome is salam. So hello in Arabic, right? So welcome once more, and thank you for making the time to be with us today. And today on the agenda we have the following topics. As always, we have a short introduction of PMI Germany chapter of the local group Darmstadt, some suggested conduct, and the introduction of today's speaker. Then we have the biggest amount of the time, so 1 hour 10 minutes, roughly 1 hour 15 minutes for the actual presentation, so for the value added for you guys, the Power BI for project management, and then some 7 minutes on the information on next events, rating of this event, as well as the PDU code. So starting from the suggested conduct, so it would be great if you guys can mute your microphones, and if we notice throughout the meeting that maybe someone's microphone is by accident turned on, we will deactivate it. Hope that's okay for you all. And it's important to put your full name in the webinar so that we can identify you for the PDUs. If you want to receive the PDUs, if you would like to share your video, also share your comments, share your questions in the chat window. We are looking at it the whole time, monitoring it, and we will have the question round also today, either towards the end. Let's see, maybe there are some questions which come in the middle. If you would like to, you can also share your LinkedIn and connect with others. So if you would like to connect with other colleagues from project management, project managers, feel free to share your LinkedIn. And you're of course invited to Abdul. I hope I can say it freely that they're invited to ask a request on LinkedIn for your to connect with you on LinkedIn and contact you in case of some questions. So as I said, this session will be recorded, and except for us as organizers, we do not allow to make any recordings or transcripts, especially these AI transcripts, which are very active nowadays, of the event because of rights issues or policies. So general about the project management institute Germany chapter. So we are many local groups. We are 20 plus local groups divided into 5 regions, and we have indeed a very international community. I think this could be also seen if some of you have been on the Global Summit series this year. We have more than 3,300 members, and we organize different events, projects, and working groups on a regional and on a local level. Coming to the local group Darmstadt, and if you can see, on the map, the local group Darmstadt is where the left. So we don't, maybe it's not 100% accurate this pin, but somewhere around there. Maybe we pin actually the local group Frankfurt group. Matthias, excuse us if we pin it a little bit too much to the right, to up. From the local group Darmstadt, we have actually an English-speaking community. We are 5 volunteers coming from 5 different countries. We have Germany, we have Lebanon, we have Afghanistan, we have France, and we have North Macedonia. And we are actually a very, very active group every month since already many months. Maybe I can say even a year or longer. We provide 2 free online events and 1 roundtable per month. So every single month through 2 free online events and 1 roundtable. And there have been, definitely we're proud to say that many participants from different regions in the world, and many of you guys have actually attended more than 10, so 25 have attended more than 10 times, and we have even many of them who have attended more than 5 times or 3 times. So that is very important to us to hopefully provide content which is of relevance for you, where you feel like comfortable, you would like to come back to listen to some more interesting information. So definitely our task or our purpose is to learn together, to grow together, to yes, to become better together as managers, project professionals. We have a LinkedIn group with more than 330 members at the moment. I think it was 335 before I checked today. And yeah, feel free to even join us there, because we post also our new events and we post further materials around project management. Coming to today and today's speaker. So we have, as I mentioned, Abdul Shakoor, who is a Chief Financial Officer for Toshiba and Post Home Appliances. He is heading Lexicon, one global organization, and as a regional director, and he's a regional director for the Institute of Financial Accountants, IFA, in UK. He has many, like, he not only he has so much knowledge, but he also trains it. So he shares this like today with us, also with other different groups. So he's training on accounting, finance, financial modeling, data analysis in Power Excel, in and data analysis in Power BI, to different organizations in Pakistan, United Arab Emirates, and Egypt. And he has many certifications, so he has a lot of knowledge who he has gained throughout his different certifications, as well as his bachelor and master studies. So Abdul, I would like to give the floor to you now, and we are looking forward to hear today's presentation, which you have prepared for us. Feel free to take over the screen and share. I will stop the sharing from my side. I hope you can hear. I cannot hear you at the moment.
All right. So can you hear me now?
Now everything is well, thanks.
Just a
Yes,
second. All right. So is it audible?
so we can hear the audio, and you would most probably need to click the share button, which is above on the right side, I think.
Yes, yes. Okay. Just a second, please.
Perfect.
All right. So I believe you can see my screen as well.
Everything great.
All right. Okay. So, Alina, thank you very much for the great introduction and the rest of the participants for joining us today. And I believe very senior professionals are joining us in this particular session. So basically, I will be discussing that how you can use Power BI. This is a business intelligence tool by Microsoft, and how you can use for the project management. So by the way, anyone from the participant, is there anyone who is already using Power BI for data analysis or any sort of analysis in your professional life? Anyone from the participant that are you already using Power BI or not?
Okay, someone said thumbs up.
Okay.
Christopher saying pulling some expense reports.
All right. Okay.
Some are saying
Okay.
not yet.
All right. So, Alina, actually, I'm not seeing the chat window. So, if there is any
Ah,
question by
no
anyone,
problem.
just do let me know. And you can ask any question at any point in time. You can write in the chat window. You can open your mic and you can ask at any point in time. No issue at all. All right. So, what is business intelligence basically? So, by the way, in the simplest possible form, the business intelligence is the use of data to make smart and informed decisions. So, whether it is project management, it is financial management, it is marketing, advertisement, or any other sort of analysis. So, the thing is that how we can make smart and informed decision is called the business intelligence. So we have different tools in the market for the business intelligence, but the Microsoft Power BI is at the top of the list. I will be discussing a report from the world leader called Gartner, and they said that the Power BI is at the top of the list. So anyone having the business intelligence skills, they can make informed decisions. As I discussed already, they may have a better control of their business Whether there is a project or a business, they can have a better control of their business, basically using different reports, dashboards, or any other sort of data analysis, basically. And one another important point is that, for example, you are a project management professional or a project manager. So using the data analysis or using a dashboard, you can tell a story from your data. For example, you are working on a tickets. There are tickets data and you are analyzing that tickets data, and you are seeing a trend that my tickets are getting delayed over a time or time of a period of supposedly 3 to 6 months, and you can tell a story that why my tickets are getting delayed. So we will be discussing in more detail in our upcoming slides. Okay, so being a project management professional, why you should learn BI. So as I discussed already, that you can have a better control of your project by having the dashboard of your particular project. You can also reduce inefficiencies of your project, different tasks and different other subcategories of your project as well. And you can also better allocate resources, whether these are human resources, financial resources, or any other sort of resources. So you can have a better allocation having a clear data analysis. So as well as the personal benefits are concerned, so yes, there will be a career growth and you can stay ahead of the curve, and you can also make an impact by telling a story using your data, because this is I believe this is very important tool in these days. All right, one another important point that why you should learn data analysis. No matter in which field you are, whether you are in project management or in any other field, so the thing is that yes, you need to learn the data analysis skills. So this is basically a report from the World Economic Forum, and according to this particular report, there are 97 million job roles which will emerge in the coming years up to 2025, and there are 85 million job roles which will be on the declining phase. So as well as the emerging skills are concerned, there are top 10 most emerging skills, and you can see that the data analyst and scientist are at the top of the list. Then we have AI and machine learning, big data specialist, and onward. So this is one of the reason that out of 97 million emerging job roles, data analyst and scientist are at the top of the list. So as I said earlier, that no matter you are working in project management or any other field, the thing is that you have to embrace the change and you have to learn the new skills, and the most important skill is the data analysis skill. Then on the other hand, as well as the declining job skills are concerned, so at the top of the list there are data entry clerks, administrative and executive secretaries, and onward. So another important point in this area is that if there is anyone who is doing a repetitive nature of task and they are not embracing the change, they are not learning the new skills which are required by the industry and the organization, then they will be wiped out from that particular role or the position. So the important point is that yes, we have to embrace, we have to learn the new skills which are required by the industry, no matter in which field you are. So why Microsoft Power BI? As I said earlier, that there are different Power BI tools. So this is basically a report by a Gartner. This is a word rating organization, basically, which rate the Power BI or the business intelligence tools and some other areas as well. So according to this particular report, so these all are the business intelligence tools, including a tool from the Google, from Click, from Zoho, from IBM, from SAP, from Oracle, and onward. But the important point is that the Microsoft is at the top of the list, and this is the leader in the business intelligence. So this is the reason that throughout the globe, most of the peoples use Microsoft Business Intelligence tool. All right. So as well as the major components of the business Power BI are concerned, basically Power BI have three different components. One is the Power BI desktop. This is a free application and anyone can download on the Windows operating system. This is not currently available on MacBooks. or iOS operating system. Then another components is the Power BI service. Service is available on any machine. For example, you can use on MacBooks or the Windows. So once you have prepared your report, once you have prepared your dashboard, you can publish on the Microsoft Power BI service, and that can be viewed at any machine. So this is the second component, that you can prepare your dashboard on Power BI desktop. You can publish on the Power BI service. So service is basically a cloud-based ERP service by the Microsoft. So you can prepare your reports on the desktop version and then you can publish on the cloud. Then on the other hand, we have the Power BI mobile app as well. So once you have prepared the report, you can publish that particular report on the service and you can view that report on your mobile as well. And there is a refresh option. You can fetch the new data from your server or from your reports, and you can get the updated view of that particular project or that particular task. So these are the three components of the Microsoft Power BI. Right. So as I said already that the desktop is available for Windows only. Power BI service is a web-based application and this can be used for at any machine. And Power BI mobile app is available for iOS and Android. Then, as well as the business intelligence workflow is concerned, basically, uh, in any project, there is a possibility that we have to get data from multiple sources. For example, there is a single project and that project has 10 tasks or 10 different subcategories of the task, or there are 10 components, and you have to get reporting from the 10 assistant project managers or the professionals from those 10 tasks. So the most important and the best part of the Microsoft Power BI is that you can link the data from multiple sources. For example, the data is coming from the 10 sites. So you can connect the data from all those 10 sites to the Microsoft Power BI desktop. And whenever there is a new data in any source, the Power BI will fetch the new data and your report and the dashboard will be updated automatically. So as well as the BI workflow is concerned, the first and the starting point is that we have to capture the data. For example, we are getting data from 10 different sources. So the first part is that we have to get the data. Then the second part is data preparation. Data preparation means that, for example, we are getting data from 10 different sources and data is not in a proper shape that can be used for data visualization or dashboard reporting purposes. So in Microsoft Power BI, we can also shape the data in a format which is required for the data analysis and dashboard reporting. The third part is that we can use different DAX functions. So just like in Microsoft Excel, we have different functions and the formulas. In Microsoft Power BI, under the Power Query language, we have data analysis expressions. So these are the formulas, basically the similar formulas which are available in Microsoft Excel, but DAX are much more powerful as compared to the Microsoft Excel function. So we can do a lot of data analysis and things using the DAX function. Then the last part is that once we have analyze that particular data, we have prepared that particular data, then at the end we can visualize that data. Visualize mean that we can prepare a report, we can prepare a dashboard, and after the preparation of that particular dashboard or report, we can publish on the web or we can publish on the mobile app as well. Okay, so this is the Power BI workflow. Any query or question by anyone till now? Any thoughts by any participant or any question?
Abdul, maybe when you mentioned the Microsoft Excel versus the Power BI, you see the different expressions and the different functions. So you meant they're much more, you have much more freedom, much more features that you can use to make more complex analysis and algorithms.
Correct, correct.
Understood.
Basically, Microsoft Excel is a number cruncher software, whereas Power BI is a data analysis and visualization tool. So we can use the number crunching in Microsoft Excel, and then we can also get and we can connect the data from Microsoft Excel for the visualization purposes. Yes, we can also prepare different dashboards and visuals in Microsoft Excel as well, but as well as the data analysis is concerned, Microsoft Power BI is more powerful as compared to the Microsoft Excel.
Understood.
All
So
right.
we have Henning. We have one. Sorry, we have Henning, right?
Yeah.
Would
Quick
you like to?
question. In the last step of the flow, is it possible to connect the results of data visualization with modern LLM models like ChatGPT to report or to tell a story or make a story out of the data and the visualizations?
Yes, yes, there is a possibility. And in Microsoft Power BI, we also have a Copilot option now. And that Copilot is from Microsoft Excel, and they also give different suggestions. And on the other hand, is that instead of using Chat GPT, Microsoft Power BI data analysis AI visuals are more powerful, and you can also have much more detailed analysis of your data using the AI visuals of Microsoft Power BI as well. I will be discussing maybe two or three AI visuals of the Power BI as well. Okay. All right. Okay. So Alina, is there any other question in the chat window?
Perfect. Perfect, Abdul. We can continue.
All right. Okay. So as I was discussing that there are four types in the flow. So the majorly there are three components. There are three phases while analyzing or visualizing the data in Power BI. The first part is that we have to connect and transform the data. As I was discussing that, for example, in a project, we have 10 different tasks and the data is coming from 10 sites. So we can connect data from 10 different sites. Now question comes that, for example, we have different servers or we have different databases. So we have around 200 data connectors which are available in Microsoft Power BI. So supposedly your data is coming from Excel, or your data is coming from the PDF, your data is coming from supposedly SQL database, or your data is coming from any picture as well, or if your data is coming from any SAP or any ERP software. So you have a freedom that you can connect data from each and every source which is available, which are commonly used basically. So you can connect data from Excel, you can connect data from different servers, you can connect data from different databases. And once you have connected that particular data, you will have to create a model. Model basically means that, for example, I have connected 10 different files, or I have connected data from 10 different sources in my Microsoft Power BI, then I will create a relationship among all those 10 different files. So the process of creating a relationship among all those 10 files is called data modeling. So the first part is that we have to connect the data and we can transform the data. Transformation means that if there is a messy data, if you are getting a data from any ERP software or any CRM software, so the data may not be in a proper shape. So you have to transform the data in a way that can be used for the data analysis purposes. The second phase will be that you have to create a relationship among all the sources which you have connected to the Microsoft Power BI. For example, you have connected data from 15 different sources. And once the relationship has been created, then you can create certain calculations. You can insert certain measures, you can insert certain different columns or maybe other calculations. Once you have performed all those calculations, at the end you will prepare visuals, you will prepare dashboard, you will prepare report, and you will also be able to tell a story from that particular data. All right, so these are the three major areas while we analyze or visualize the data in Power BI. All right, so the first part in the data analysis or visualization is the Power Query part. Power Query means this is basically a tool which is used to connect data from different sources. Okay, this is also called ETL. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. And supposedly we have 30 multiple sources. So the Power Query will be used to connect the data from 30 different sources. And in Microsoft Power Query, we can also transform the data. Okay, so the first step is the Power Query or the data connection. And here you can see, I will also demonstrate from the Power BI as well. Here you can see that we have different data connectors. You can see that we can connect data from Excel workbook, text CSV, XML, JSON. We can connect data from folder, PDF, from SQL Server, Access database. We can connect data from Oracle, IBM, SAP, HANA, or different other sources, or we can also connect data from different websites as well. All right, so these are few of the data connectors which I'm showing over here. Then the next part comes that we have to create a data model. So data modeling is basically a process of creating a relationship. So as I was discussing that we have connected data from 10 different sources. And after connecting that particular data, we have to create a relationship. I believe you may be familiar with the foreign key and the primary key. So we may have different tables of data coming from different sites. So using the foreign key and the primary key or any similar column in that particular data, we will be creating a relationship so that, for example, if I have 10 different files, so I can get data from each and every file, and I can analyze the data by getting any field from file 1, any field from file 2, or any field from file 3 as well. So without the data connection, this is not possible. So if there is a data connection among all those files, then yes, this is a possible. This is possible that we can analyze data by taking any field from any file. So this whole process is called data modeling. So this is an example of the data model. You can see that I have connected data from 4 different files, and these files have these fields. For example, the fact sales, there is a table or a file containing a sales data. So this file have different fields or the columns containing the channel key, date key, product key, sale key, and onward. So we have the stores data, we have the channel data, product data, and the calendar data. So we have to create a relationship among all those 5 files so that I can get any field, any column from any file basically. So this process is called data modeling. I will be discussing that how we can create. Then the next part is that data analysis expression. As I said earlier, that these are formulas which are being used in Power BI. So we were already discussing that the DAX are somehow similar to the functions which are available in Microsoft Excel, but we have many enhanced features in the DAX function, and we can also have more powerful calculations in Power BI as compared to the Microsoft Excel. All right. Now, what is dashboard or report? Any idea, by the way, from the participant that how you can define the dashboard? What is dashboard by anyone?
Feel free to raise your hand or unmute, or maybe write in the chat if you would like to. Visual summary. Cecile? A set of indicators coming from Daniel. At one glimpse, visual status summary of a project, for example, from Gunda.
Okay.
Or Olude saying dashboard is summary of visuals from different reports.
All right.
An overview.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the participation. So basically, a dashboard is a visual display of the data. Data can be relating to a project, relating to marketing, relating to budgets, expenses, or something like this. So on a dashboard or on that particular visual display, we may have specific object. For that particular display, we may have a specific objective, or that dashboard is prepared for a specific objective basically. For example, you have to analyze the expenses which you are incurring for that particular project. So analysis of the expense is an objective for that particular dashboard. Or supposedly you have to analyze the head counts or the labor you are using for that particular project. So yes, this is an objective to prepare that particular um, dashboard. So this dashboard is prepared for a specific audience as we have a specific objective. So the audience for that particular dashboard will be a specific as well. So it normally show the most important information which are relevant for the decision making. All right. So basically each and everything should be at a glance at that particular dashboard so that we can make certain decisions. Normally, we see that there are certain dashboards having very large or very huge amount of data. So normally these type of dashboard don't help in decision making. All right. So these are different rules to prepare the dashboard. I will be sharing this particular report and you can also see. So the important point is that there should be a specific target or the purpose. Everything should be at a glance. It should be a simple and different other rules as well. Okay, you can also see. Now, the another important point is that while you want to prepare a dashboard, the first or the starting point is that you should chalk out that particular dashboard on your paper, on your whiteboard maybe, or on any other software, that what are your requirements. Supposedly you need a donut chart, you need a line chart, you need a bar chart, you need different cards visuals or certain other visuals. So the best part is that you should design that particular dashboard on your paper so that you can easily prepare that particular dashboard. All right. So I will be discussing about telling a story, that how we can tell a story from a data at the end. All right, so let's move on, and I have a brief data and I will be demonstrating that how we can use the Power BI practically. Here you can see I have a very small set of data. We have different tasks. These are the task name. These are the parent code for these tasks, and these are the projects are the project code. Then we have the project name P1, P2, P3, and these are assigned to. Okay, so these are the code for the team to whom these tasks are assigned. We have the start date and end date, and we have the progress, we have the status, and the cost for those tasks. Then here under the team, you can see that we have the team leader, we have the group head, and we have the code for assigned to. Here you can see that just for the simplicity, I have two sets of the data. One is for the project data. This is in one sheet, and in another sheet we have the team's data. Now there is a possibility that you have data in 15 different sheets or in 15 different Excel workbooks. So for all these situations, you can connect data to Microsoft Power BI and you can analyze. And whenever there will be any change in this particular Excel file, you simply have to press the refresh button and your Power BI report, the dashboard will be updated automatically. So this is the benefit of using the Power BI or BI tool. All right. So this is a brief introduction about the data, and we will also be uh, inserting a Gantt chart over here that so that you can have a better understanding that how you can track the task or the progress of each and every task. Okay, so this is the Power BI desktop view. All right. So I have simply opened. By the way, this is a free application and you can download and install. I will also be sharing a download link in the chat window. So you can download into your system and you can install, and it is free to use. Okay, so just like Microsoft Excel, we have different tabs over here. We have home, insert, modeling, view, and onward. And in the right hand side, we have three panels or the pan. First pan on the right hand side is the data pan. Whenever we will be connecting or loading the data to Microsoft Power BI, it will be displayed in the data pan. Then we have the visualization. So these are by default visuals which are available in Microsoft Power BI, and there are certain third-party visuals as well, which we can also load and install in the Microsoft Power BI as well. And here you can see we can also analyze the data. We can also use Python in Microsoft Power BI. And one another important point is that, for example, once we have prepared that particular report or the dashboard, we can publish this particular dashboard to the PowerPoint. And in the PowerPoint, you can also use that dashboard interactively, and it will be working exactly as we can see that particular dashboard in Microsoft Power BI. For example, you are presenting to your board, and you can demonstrate the data from that particular dashboard that will be getting live data from the Microsoft Power BI, and you can easily change that particular data. And here we have different tabs. And in the left hand side, we have the report view, we have table view, and we have the model view. Let me quickly connect the data. So under the home tab, here in the data group, we have an option to get data. So in the get data, these are most commonly used data connectors. We can get data from Excel, from different Dataverse, from website, from other data connectors. Whenever you will press on the more, you will see that we have these much data connectors. You can connect data from each and every possible, or you may say that most commonly used data connectors. We can connect data from different files, from databases, from Fabric, Power Platforms, Azure, online services, and others. Okay, so we have a plenty of data connectors which are available in Microsoft Power BI. So as I have the data in Microsoft Excel, so I will be selecting Excel workbook. Simply you have to locate that Excel workbook, which may be available in your system, or there is a possibility that this particular file is available on your OneDrive or any other source. So simply you have to locate that particular file which you want to connect. And here you will see that it will take a few moments to connect the data. All right. So in that particular Excel file, we have two sheets. So it is asking me that how many or which sheets you want to connect to the Power BI. Here you can see there is a possibility that in Microsoft Excel, I have 10 sheets, but out of the 10 sheets, I only want to connect two sheets or one sheet. So Power BI is asking that which sheet you want to connect. So I want to connect the data and teams, both Excel worksheets. And here we have the load button and transform data button. While we will be pressing the transform data button, it will open a new window, which is called the Power Query Editor window. And that is used for the data transformation purposes. As I don't need to transform the data, so I can load the data as it is. So to load the data, you can simply you can simply press the load. And it will load the data from that Microsoft Excel file. You can see that it is loading. All right, so it is saying that around 202 rows and certain other data has been loaded. As I was discussing that in the right hand side under the data pane, we can see that the data we have loaded to the Power BI. And here you can see that in the data sheet, we have all these columns are the fields. So these fields has been connected to the Power BI. Similarly, in the teams, we have three fields over here assigned to group head and team leader. And these tables has been, these columns has been loaded to the Power BI. So if you want to see that particular data, if you want to review the data, so in the left hand side, first button is the report view and the second button is of table view. So you can click on the table view and you will be able to see the data in a table format. Here you can see we have the task number, we have the parent, we have the code and onward. All right. We have assigned to code, but we don't have the name to whom we have assigned this particular data. All right. Similarly, we have the project code and onward, and we don't have the leader name which has been defined over here in this data as well. So the thing is that in the second table, we have the team's data. And in the second table, we have the assigned to are the team code. We have the team leader name, Susan, Hina, Alina, Thomas, and onward. And I believe few of these names are available in the session as well. And then we have the group head. So in this particular data set, we have the two tables. One is with the name of team and another one is with the name of data. So we have loaded the data. So as I was demonstrating that once we have loaded the data, we have to create a relationship. And the third button over here is about model view. All right. And you can see over here that just a second. Okay. You can see over here that by having or by taking the similar columns, it has already created a relationship. You can see in the both tables, we have a similar column with the name of assigned to. And assigned to is available in the data sheet and assigned to is also available in the team sheet as well. These are the team codes basically. And it has created a relationship using those codes. And by this particular relationship, now we can use any field from the data set or any field from the team's data table. If there is no relationship, then we cannot use any field or any column from any file. So to get to analyze the data by taking any field from any table, we need to create a relationship. All right. Now let's move on toward the report view. So just
Abdul,
for the easy.
just one question here
Yes.
regarding these connectors. So can I imagine them as IDs, so like ID from the one file and ID from another file, so that we match the two worlds together.
Yes,
Can I have
correctly.
more than one connector? Can we have more than one connection between, or it's not practicable? Like you don't practice it like that, that you have more
Uh,
than one.
in the connections or the data connector.
Mm. In the data, can you have more than one data connector between the different data the sets, or it is not practice like that?
Are you talking about this data
Exactly, yes.
modeling thing?
The teams,
Okay.
exactly, the teams and the data, exactly.
Yes, so the only one relationship is required. Yes, you may have more than one, but the only one relationship is required. And by using only single relationship, you will be able to use any data or any field or any column from any file. So more than one data connection is not required. If you have only single column data connection, it will allow you to use any field from any file.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So this is the dashboard I have prepared for you. This is very simple that how many total projects we have, how many have been completed and in process. Then I have added a Gantt chart and we have the progress by the group head, progress by the team leader, progress by the project name and the task by status that how many have been completed and how many are in process. Okay, so I will try to create it quickly. All right. So this is basically a canvas. Canvas means the area where we will be preparing a dashboard. This is from the first button on the left hand side. This is called report view. In the second button, we have the table view, and in the table view, we can actually see the data. All right. And the third button, we can actually see the data connections. So while preparing a dashboard, we will always be using the canvas area, which is used to build visuals from the data. All right. Okay, so firstly, so as I was discussing that before going to prepare a dashboard, we have to chalk out that particular layout. So this is the layout on the basis of which we will be preparing a dashboard. So firstly, I supposedly need the progress by project name. Okay, and this is a donut chart. All right, so this is the area and this is the visualization pan, the second panel or the second pan. So you can select any visual from here. Here you can see we have donut chart, We have the stacked bar chart, we have the column chart, we have multiple other charts available over here. So you can use any visual from here. So supposedly I need the donut chart. Simply select the donut chart from the visualization area. You can drag and you can resize this particular visual. And I have to insert the data which is progress by the project name. So I need the project name. So this project name is available in the data sheet, and here it is, project name. Simply select the project name, and I need the progress by project. And here you can see I have around 14 projects, and these 14 project has been demonstrated over a donut chart. And here you can see that we have project 1, project 2, project 3. And here you can see that we have the project name, which is P9, and the sum of the progress is 9.41 supposedly and onward. 8.54, 7.96 and onward. Okay, so you can see that how much that particular project is completed. Okay, so you can resize. Here it is. Now, the next thing is that I need the number of tasks by status. Okay, task by status, that how many are in process or how many have been completed. So we can insert this visual by two methods. So let me insert quickly. So we need task by status, and we need the column chart. Here it is. So I have inserted the column chart. I need task by status. So I'm selecting task and the status. All right. And here you can see that this is the bar for in process. So we have more projects which are in process, and we have less projects which have been completed. So these are the two bars for in process and the complete one. All right. So we can also display that how much or how many projects has been completed or in process. So I will be demonstrating. Next thing is that I need the progress by group head in a stacked bar chart, and progress by the team leader again in the stacked bar chart. So from the visualization area, simply we can select that particular chart or that particular visual. Here it is. And we need the team leader or the group head supposedly. So you can see that the group head is not available in the first data set, which is from the data sheet or the data table. The group head is available in the team sheet. So as we have created a relationship, so we can straight away use the group head, okay, from the teams table, and then I need the progress. And here it is. Now you can see that we have two group heads, Brain and Mag, and this is their progress. All right. Now we need the progress by the team leader as well. So you can also copy and paste the same visual if you need the bar chart supposedly. So you can simply copy and paste and you can change the data. For example, you need the same progress by the team leader. So simply unselect the group head and you can select the team leader from the teams group, and you can see that this is the visual for that particular progress. And you can see that the progress by the team leader, this is the name of the team leader and the progress, and here it is and onward. Okay, and you can easily analyze that which is the team leader who is working properly, or they are going good, or which is the team leader or which is the employee we should focus on because his or her progress is not up to the mark. All right. Then from my layout, we need one Gantt chart I will be applying. So before moving on, I need 2 or 3 calculations, that how many total projects are there, how many have been completed and in process. All right. So for this, just for the demonstration purposes, I will also be performing 2 to 3 calculations only. so that you guys have a flavor that how the calculation can be performed in the Power BI. So supposedly this is the data table, and in the data table I want to count the total project supposedly. Okay, so we have total projects. Okay, all right. So if you want to perform any calculation, simply select any table or any data set on the basis of which you want to perform a calculation. So I will be inserting a measure over here. Measure means a calculation in Power BI. Okay. And in that measure, we use different functions. Right click and you can simply select new measure. Otherwise, in the home tab, we also have a calculations group, and under the calculation group, we have the new measure over here. So let me select new measure. And this is the formula bar over here, just like in Microsoft Excel. The important point is that in Microsoft Power BI, we can also define the name of that calculation, which is not available in Microsoft Excel. So supposedly I need to calculate the total projects. Okay. So this is the name of my calculation. After the name of the calculation, we can put is equal to, and we can use a function, a simple function, which is also available in Microsoft Excel as well, which is count, because my requirement is that I want to count the number of projects which are available in this particular data set. So here, these are the columns are the fields which are available in my whole data set, which I have loaded to this Microsoft Power BI. Here you can see these are the fields from the data sheet. And here we have the fields which are coming from the teams field. So I want to get a count of projects supposedly. So let me, uh, we need to count the projects. So I can type the word project over here. Here it is, project name, close parenthesis. So the important point over here, you can see that once you have selected to insert a measure, firstly, you have to define the name of that calculation. After is equal to, you can insert the function, and that function will perform the calculation. Simply hit OK. And in the right hand side, you will see that a calculation has been inserted over here with the name of new project. So in the visualization, is there any question, please?
Thanks, Abdul. I was just writing that also in the comments. If someone would like to, if someone has a question or maybe has an idea of what else we can try later for the visualization.
Yeah, sure. If there is any, just do let me know, please.
Very
I
gladly.
believe
So
we have around 20 more minutes, around 15 more minutes.
15 more minutes, exactly, yes.
Okay. All right. So meanwhile, if there is any query or any idea by anyone, you can write in the chat window and I will be more than happy to answer. So by the way, till now, any question by anyone, or is there any thought? Are there any thought by anyone? Are you using such type of dashboard in your project management career or not? Are you guys using the dashboard?
So we have one yes from Adeyemi.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's move on. So here from the visualization pane, we have a card visual. Card visual means this is just a shape, and in that particular shape, we can insert our calculations. Okay. And here it is, for example, this is the card, and I can simply select the total projects over here, and you can see that we have total 202 projects. Okay, these are the total projects. Now I want to bifurcate that how many projects has been completed and how many are in process. From my data, you can see that we have status with the name of in process and complete. And now we want to bifurcate all those projects which are complete or in process. So we will be using another function over here, and I will be adding a new measure. So simply right click on the data table, new measure, and we will be writing a new formula over here. This time the name of the function is that complete project. Okay, complete projects is equal to, here I will be using a function which is called calculate. This is much more powerful function, and this is not available in Microsoft Excel, and we can perform very powerful calculation using this calculate function. Here my requirement is that I want to count project name, but the project name should be filtered on the basis of supposedly state we have the name with the name of project code, project name, cost, just a second, status. Yes, when the status is, we have data when the status is equals to complete. We want to count the projects when the status is complete. All right, here it is. And here you can see that there is a new calculation with the name of complete projects. So we can copy this particular card visual for the 3 time, because we have to insert for the completed and for in process as well. So for the second card visual, let me unselect the total projects and I will be selecting the complete projects, and these are 46. Then for in process, I will be inserting a new calculation, and let me copy the formula because it will remain approximately same. So we can insert a new calculation with a new measure. Here it is. The measure name will be in process project. In process, the function will remain same. We only want to count the projects when the status is in process. Okay, here it is. All right, so now we can unselect the completed and we can select the in process. Here you can see that we have total 202 projects. We have 156 in process and total project. Supposedly these are total, and we can unselect and we can select complete. Okay. Now you can select any group head or the leader from the visual as well, and you will see that the rest of the dashboard is interacting accordingly. For example, we have selected Hina as a team leader, and you can see that the entire dashboard has been changed accordingly. And for example, you will be selecting any other leader or anything from any other visual as well, and you will see that the entire dashboard will interact accordingly. And similarly, we can also insert certain slicers, certain filters as well, that how we want to analyze the data based on projects, based on timeline, or based on geographies, or based on branches or sites or something like this. So you can also insert certain slicers. Okay. So now we have to insert a Gantt chart. So Gantt chart is not available as a standard visual basically over here. So in Microsoft Power BI, we can also insert certain visuals which has been prepared by Microsoft itself and from the third party. So if you want to import any visual, you can simply click on the more visuals. By the way, just like Microsoft Excel, this require a lots of practice. I believe this is not possible that after watching or after seeing a 1 hour session, you can prepare a dashboard or something like this. This is just a flavor. This is just an understanding that yes, there is an application, there is a tool which can be used to prepare a dashboard, and that is called Power BI. And I believe this is the only objective of this particular webinar. But the important point is that the recording will be with you, and if you will try with your real-time data set, then I believe you must will get some insights from that particular data. For example, you have the data from the financial side, from the budget side, so you can analyze that particular data. All right. So to insert a Gantt chart, I'm selecting more visual from the app source. So just like App Store on Android or on mobile, we have the app source over here. We have different Gantt charts over here. I'm selecting Gantt chart. So this is the Gantt chart which is available from Microsoft. And we have different Gantt charts from with different functionalities from different organizations as well. So I am using a Gantt chart from Microsoft. So you can try any Gantt chart as well. Everyone has their own functionality. Let me add. So this is just like a new application we normally add in our mobile. All right, so here it is. Here you can see that in the visualization area, we have a new Gantt chart over here. Let me add a new page. Just like Microsoft Excel, we can add different pages over here. So I'm adding a new page. So here it is. I'm adding a Gantt chart. Okay. So before this, I can also insert a slicer. Slicer means filters. Okay. So I can insert slicer for different projects. So we have the project name and here it is. We have different projects name and here are different project name. Okay. And this is the Gantt chart. So it is quite easy as compared to Microsoft Excel or other things. Here you can see whenever you will select this Gantt chart, so it is asking different data. So first thing is that we simply have to drag and drop the information and it will create automatically. So the first thing is that we have to simply give the information relating to the task in the task field. And here it is. I'm giving the task. So it is building accordingly. Then if I have any parent of that particular task, so I can give the information relating to the parent. Then we should have the start date and end date. So we will be giving the start date and end date. Here it is. It is start date and we have the end date. Then we have the progress. So we can give the progress under the completion percentage. And our Gantt chart is ready. All right. So this is having a high height. So simply we can select any visual and here we have the format of that particular visual. So we can select the format visual option and here under the task setting, let me reduce the height from 40 to 20 supposedly. And currently the intervals are on a weekly basis. So let me reduce the interval from or increase the interval from week to supposedly a year. Okay, so currently it is giving an analysis on weekly basis.
Abdul, so sorry
So
to interrupt you. We have one question. Gunda is asking, can you please repeat how you did the slicer, please? I did not see
yes,
it. Thank
yes,
you
no
so
worries.
much.
So here it is. Let me remove the slicer. Simply from the visualization pan, this is a slicer as a visual. So from the visualization pan, select the slicer. You will see that a visual will appear over here. This is a blank visual. It will appear over here. And you simply have to select any field on the basis of which you want to insert a slicer. So for example, I want to insert a slicer on project name basis. So simply select the project name. And here it is. You will see that the all projects will appear over here in that particular slicer. And this is basically a filter option and you can filter the data on the basis of the project name. Whenever you will select any project, your data will be filtered out. Okay. So is it
Thank you so
clear,
much.
please?
Cool, thanks. Yes.
Okay. Now I was just increasing the interval size. So I'm selecting the visual again, Gantt chart visual under the format option. In the data types, we can change the type from week to year supposedly so that we can analyze properly. All right. So this is the data for all tasks for all projects. And here this vertical line is for the current date line. So let me select P1. P1 stands for project one. So this vertical line is the current date or today's date. And these are our tasks in this particular project one. And you can see that this is the task one and we have the number of that task and start date and end date is there and completion is 100%. And all the tasks which are having the thick color have been completed within the duration or before the current date. And here you can see this is the task 48707 and its completion date was 4823, but it has been completed only 51%. So this means that we are below with our target. And this current date or the vertical line is demonstrating that if our tasks are being completed before this particular date, so this means that yes, we are going smoothly, we are on track. But if our tasks are not completed properly before this current date, so this means that we are below from our deadlines. Or if all the tasks has been completed uh, according to the start and end date, then this means that yes, everything is fine. So similarly, whenever you will select another project, you will see that the Gantt chart will be updated accordingly and it will be giving the data relating to that particular project. So this is how we can insert slicer and how it will be working. So now we can copy this particular Gantt chart or this particular visual from here, and we can also paste on the main page. Here it is, and we can paste it over here. Let me copy from here. Just a second.
So in the meantime, we got some other comments that some colleagues,
Yes.
some people among us are using different types of dashboards for their projects, not Power BI, and other ones that they're using Excel. Also,
Okay.
different. Exactly.
All right. So let me insert the slicer over here as well, and we can also change the type of the slicer. For example, we have the project name justly, supposedly. Okay. Here it is. So this is the slicer, by the way, and we can also change the type of the slicer from the list to supposedly just a second. Instead of the vertical list, we can have a drop down. So from the drop down, we can also select any project. Okay. So supposedly currently all project has been selected. So from the drop down, we can select project one, and you will see that the rest, the entire dashboard will change and will interact according to the P1. So according to the project one, we can see that how many tasks have been completed or who is working on that particular project or something. But the another important thing is that if you think that this particular slicer should be applied on each and every visual, that is fine. Otherwise, you can also apply this particular filter on a specific visual. Supposedly, my requirement is that this filter should not be applied on other visuals and it should only be applied on the Gantt chart. So what I can do, I can select this slicer. I can go to the format and I can edit interactions and I can remove the interactions with the charts on which I think that it should not have an impact. Okay, here it is. Now, whenever I will be selecting any project from the slicer, only Gantt chart will be changing and the rest of the visuals will not be changing accordingly. Okay. Any query or question by anyone, please? Any question? Okay, and meanwhile, we can
No, I have a question actually. I was wondering if we can import as well data from Microsoft projects.
Microsoft project. Okay, so normally from the Microsoft project, just a second, let me see that whether we have a data connected from the project or not. So about the data database, whether the database is also in project or in Microsoft Access. We don't have the project as a data connector.
I think it's written, I just research a little bit online, and it says Power BI desktop cannot import MS Project file directly. You can consider to export the file to MS Project as a
Yes,
CSV Excel file, then import the translated file to
correct.
Power BI.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. Okay,
Okay, thanks.
so yeah, just allow me 1 second, and I want to demonstrate one more thing if I have the data. So supposedly in my set, in my data set, we were having a cost. So if you want to analyze the cost based on the project names or based on task or the parents or something like this, so we have AI visuals available over here, and we can analyze the data using those AI visuals. Okay, just quickly let me apply if we can insert. Okay, so under the insert, we have a question and answer option. We have a decomposition tree, and we have a narrative option as well. Narrative means, for example, there is any visual and you want to write some paragraph on that particular visual. So you are not required to write any narration or the paragraph on that particular visual by your own. Microsoft Power BI will write a paragraph on that particular visual, and it will be analyzing that particular visual and will be giving you a paragraph or some text according to that particular visual. So let me select the decomposition tree, and supposedly I want to analyze the cost, and here it is. We have the total cost, and this is the total cost, which is 39 million supposedly. And supposedly this cost is coming from different projects. So let me check that if it will accept the project. Okay, here it is. We have different projects. And similarly, if we have we have subcategories of these projects or tasks in these projects as well. So we can also further drill it down. You can just a second if I can have one task as well. All right. So we don't have that particular data. So the thing is that if we have different subcategories of those particular projects as well, so this will be a composition tree. For example, we have 10 tasks in the P9 or project 9. So it will be demonstrating that how much cost has been used in that in those 10 tasks supposedly. Here you can see this is the total task, total cost, and it is demonstrating that P9 is using this much cost, P15 is using this much cost and onward. And if we have the data apart from the project, after the project mean that we have the task, we have different other category. So we can also add those categories after after the project as well. Or for example, just let me give an example that you have different projects in 10 countries. So you can analyze the data from the 10 countries from 10 different sites and onward. All right. So this was, I think the time is 10:16 with me. So this was a brief demonstration that how we can use a Power BI briefly. And this is very simple dashboard, and this is very basic level dashboard, by the way. So we can prepare very complex level dashboards or some other demonstrations as well. So I believe everyone in the session may have some sort of idea that how we can use this particular tool. And if there is any curious question by anyone, yes, you are welcome.
Abdul, thank you so much. This has been really so amazing hands-on presentation, where not just presentation but demonstration. And it is really nice to see how we can use some tools. I think nowadays, as project managers, we have to use different tools for our working during our work as a project manager, to digitalize some data, to visualize some data which is already digitally available. So it's part of the everyday job, and you provided us one amazing way and many great examples of how we can use actually a free tool, Power BI, and how we can do maybe a little bit more, actually much more than Excel.
Yes, yes,
What
yes.
is possible with Excel? I saw there was Florian saying in the chat that he uses Excel. I also use Excel at work, and I actually, you convinced me how much more is available um, using Power BI. So thank you so
Correct.
much. The floor is open. If anyone wants to ask some question, if anyone wants to give some comment, feel free to raise your hand, unmute yourself, give us some feedback. So we have one comment from Shanaka Pereira. Thank you very much. It was an amazing presentation and a very good view on Power BI.
Thank you.
So someone writes, if you're interested in learning more about Power BI, check out this tutorial on YouTube. And also you can write to Abdul as well if you have if you're
Yeah,
interested in learning more.
yeah, we have a full-fledged course as well. And if there is anyone interested to learn more about the Power BI, so yes, you can enroll, and that is basically a 16 hours program, and we normally cover in much detail.
That's great. So we also share the Mentimeter in the meantime with you, so to give us some feedback on the event. But let's see some other questions, if there are some other comments or questions or some experiences, maybe using other tools for project
Yeah,
management,
yes, yes, yes.
visualization. Feel free to give a comment.
Yeah, and thought that, and how you think that, what you think that whether this Power BI tool can be a beneficial for you guys or not, or do you think that there is any other tool which you think that is more useful or something like this? How it can be a good fit for you guys being a project management professionals? Any thoughts, any idea? Yes, everything will be more than welcome.
Mhm.
Quiet
Let's,
silence.
yeah, let's hear. So we have Adelaide. Uh, would you like to unmute yourself and share it loudly?
Yeah, good evening. Thank you, Abdul, for the time you have taken this evening. You've really done a lot to be able to, put all of this together, under 45, 50 minutes. So kudos to you. Because I'm also using Power BI, so also at work. I work with Pfizer here in Freiburg in the engineering department, and we also have a lot of projects that we are always tracking and trying to always visualize and show to the different departmental heads on daily basis the progress of our jobs, what we have done, constraints that we are having, challenges that we are having. Okay, and also this cost, distribution as well on different, project groups as well. So thank you. We also have internal, visualizations tools that we are also using. One that Pfizer is using globally is called DOC. That is yeah, that is what we are using internally. But for the department, also for our meetings and collaborations or with other departments, we are always using this internally as well. Or I mean, Power BI for visualization and data presentation to other departmental heads as well. Thank you for the time you have taken to, present this evening to us. It's well
Thank
appreciated.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So we have from Klaus one comment, excellent presentation, mouth watering to get deeper into it. And Pascal saying, thanks for the presentation, looking forward to using Power BI in my next projects. Alexei
Sure,
saying,
sure.
very interesting topic, many thanks, Abdul. And
Okay,
Florian is
thank you very
raising
much.
the hand. Uh,
Yes, please.
Hello again. So I have a question. I was looking actually on the Office 365 of my company, but I don't find Power BI, but I'm finding Power Apps. Is it the same thing or it's totally different?
Power Excel?
No, Power Apps.
Power Apps.
Something different.
Okay, so basically, under the suite, under the Microsoft Excel suite, there is a Power Apps. So that is a different platform, by the way. But in Microsoft Excel, we have two similar things. One is called Power Query, and another one is called Power Pivot. And in the Power Query and the Power Pivot, we can also prepare certain dashboards as well.
Okay, thanks.
So we have, I'm sorry, I hope I pronounced it right, NFIOC saying thanks for the presentation. Very appreciative, I think, very apt. And Daniel saying, no, it's not the same. I think he means about the Power Apps, which Abdul, you also mentioned now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And in the meantime, we got some great feedback. Some 14 of us gave us feedback. So we can just continue briefly with the presentation from our side. And just a moment. And we had the question and answer. So the Mentimeter, you got the link also in the chat. Here is the QR code. So we would really appreciate to hear your opinion. Until now, we have some pretty great results. Thank you so much for this feedback. And you know, even if you think we like to, even if you want, you can write a comment here about further, if you have some further feedback. And then we continue with the next events. So we have Hina is entering in the meeting. That's nice to see her also. So we have some next events coming, and even we are in contact with Hina about making some further events. So Abdul, if you're interested, you know, there is always the invitation, maybe for some expert course. We have in the next period, we have on the 22nd of May, the one online event on navigating the storm, strategies for managing conflict in projects with Amani coming from Australia. Then we have one roundtable coming on the 27th of May in Darmstadt, in Germany, in Darmstadt. And we have on the 6th of June one online event about building an influence equity with Jürgen Oschat Lois from Australia. And on the 18th of June we have the topic of sustainability and projects with Samuel Latini from Kenya. And there are even further events coming. So we are really, they're always free, and they're hopefully very insightful to get some new knowledge in different areas, different spheres. And I just posted you now in the chat the next event coming with Amani Nuseibech. I hope I say it right. Thomas knows her well. So coming to the next to one of the last slides. So if you're interested into either joining us in the team or either also giving a presentation like Abdul today, feel free to contact us in the local group Darmstadt. We're always open for any new contacts, any new collaborations, and yes, so you can contact us either on LinkedIn or using this email address. And I would like to just for the moment stop not for the moment, but finally stop the recording, because now I will share you the PDU code. So we don't have the PDU